So let's continue the series of simplifying algebraic expressions. We have this question here. So let's try to simplify this. So as before, we would distribute this 3 to these terms in bracket. So this gives us 3 times x is 3x, 3 times minus y is minus 3y, and then we have minus 2 times y is minus y, then minus 2 times minus x, so a negative times a negative, you're going to get a positive 2x. And then, as you would have seen before in the previous videos, we group like terms here: 3x, 2x, we have a minus 3y, so, and a minus 2y, so just rewriting those. Now we have 5x, 3x plus 2x, and then this is a negative 3y and a negative 2y, so that gives us a negative 5y, right? And we're finished there. Moving on to this problem here, we have x times x, as we have seen before, that is x squared, and then x times 1, that's x. Over here, x times x is x squared, x times 6 is 6x. So grouping like terms, x squared plus x squared, and then x plus 6x. So x squared plus x squared, that's 2x squared, and then x plus 6x is 7x. And that's it for that question. So here's another example. So this is y times x, yx, and then y times 2y, that's 2y squared. And then here we have minus 3x times x, that's minus 3x squared. And then minus 3x times minus y, that's positive. Negative times negative is positive. So that's positive 3xy, right? Then we look to see where we can simplify. We have a yx, we have x squared, we have x, well, this is y squared, we have a x squared, and we have xy. All right. So on the surface, the only thing that looks close enough are these two, yx and xy. Now remember that multiplication is commutative, meaning that the order of the terms when you're multiplying makes no difference. So yx and xy are the same. So let me rewrite yx as xy when I group it. So xy plus 3xy plus 2y squared minus 3x squared. So this gives us 4xy, and we just rewrite these two terms here. All right, here's another question. So this is 2y squared times x, so that's 2y squared x, and then 2y squared times minus 2y, so that's minus 4y cubed, because we have y squared times y, so those would be 3 y's. Think of it, so I'll put a little box here, says y squared, which is y times y, and then we have this extra y here, so for y cubed, so we have 3 y's. The 2 y's from the y squared and this extra y, so give us the y cubed, and then 2 times negative 2 is negative 4. So continuing, x times x squared, x cubed, same principle. So we have x here, x times x, and then times another x, you have x cubed. And then x times y squared is xy squared. Good. So looking at this, trying again to find terms that are alike. Over here we have 2y squared x. Over here we have xy squared. So these two are similar. As I mentioned before in the question above, where we had yx and 3xy, we can change the order of the x and the y's. No problem there. Similarly, we're going to change the order, right? So really and truly, you could rewrite when you're grouping 2y squared x plus xy squared. And you can actually continue from here, and the answer you should get is 3y squared x, right? So no problem. But just for the sake of ease, readability, we would like these two to look the same because they are the same. So we can change the order there, and then, all right. That should be a 4 y cubed x cubed. So this is now 3y squared x, or it could have been 3x y squared. All right, and that's it for that question. So let's try and include some fraction type questions where we try to somehow simplify these, right? So whenever you say fractions, one of the things that should come to mind is finding the LCM. So let us see here. So the LCM is 24. Note that we could reduce this fraction to 1 over 4. So let's bear that in mind, right? So working with this question and working with the 24, so 12 into 24 goes 2 times. So you have 2 times 3x. Put back the minus sign. 8 into 24 goes 3 times. So we have 3x plus 2. So in the next line, we remove the brackets. So this is 6x. And then minus 3 times x. That's 3x. And minus 3 times positive 2. That is negative 6. And then write the 24 LCM. So what we can do here is simplify. So in the next line, we will have 3x minus 6x. So 3x minus, sorry, I should have said 6. So 3x minus 6 all over 24. Now, you could actually factorize the numerator and cancel this 24. Use that number to help reduce the 24 here. So let us look at that for a second. Now we're going to look at factorization in another video, but just to give a quick introduction. So this is how it would look, guys. So it would be 3 and then x minus 2 all over 24, and then 3 into itself 1, 3 into 24 8. And so you would have x minus 2 over 8. Right? Now, if you had reduced this fraction from the get-go and have 1 over 4 here, so it'd be x over 4, then you would reach to this step down here sooner. You maybe wouldn't need to factorize because the LCM would have just been 8. Sorry. So the next question here, as before, LCM 6, 2 into 6 goes 3 times, 3 into 6 goes 2 times. As before, we know how to remove the brackets here. 3 times x, 3x, 3 times 2, 6, 2 times x, 2x, 2 times minus 4, minus 8. And all of this should be over 6. Don't forget to write what's in the denominator, LCM in the denominator. So we can simplify above. So, I guess we can just straight off add it all. We should understand the grouping by now. So it would be 3x plus 2x, that's 5x. And then 6 minus 8, that's minus 2, all over 6. So I guess it's best to end this video right here, and we will look at a few more examples in another video. But I would say for the most part, we are finished with simplifying algebraic expressions with this video. Any other video related to simplifying algebraic expressions would just be, doing more challenging questions. So you can look out for that video.